my name is Teresa from the Box Springs Library. Today we're going to go step-by-step tutorial on how to make a paper wreath. So let's get started. Okay, so for our wrapping paper wreaths, we do not have a kit at the library, but everything I'm going to explain to you, you should have at home, because if you're like me, whenever you're wrapping gifts, there's always a strip of paper that doesn't quite fit any gift. So I'm going to show you how to recycle, repurpose, and reuse. First, we're going to need a piece of cardboard. The circle for it is approximately a foot wide, and then your inner circle is approximately 5.5, or you could go 6 for your inner circle. Okay. Some more supplies you need is some inexpensive ornaments or bows. These we all picked up at the dollar store, so anything like that. And your wrapping paper needs to be in squares, and they are 6. Whoa! Don't want my ruler. 6 by 6. And it's any color scheme that you want, whatever you have on hand, whatever works for your home, however you would want it. And then the last thing you'll need is a pipe cleaner. It can be any color because you're not going to see this, but this will be your hook. That is your actual supplies that you'll need. So your assembly products that you're going to need a roll of tape or a stapler, and you're going to need your trusty hot glue gun and lots of glue sticks. You will need lots and lots of glue sticks. Okay? So, whenever you're assembling this, I would make your cones first. Again, decide what you want, what paper you want on the back and what paper you want in the front. We'll show you the method for that. But they're both the same. What you do is you make cones. And I used to use the stapler, but I found it was easier to get my cones to the nice point is if I use tape. And nobody sees this process anyway. So if you don't happen to have any transparent tape, if you have color tape or whatever, nobody's gonna see the tape, so it doesn't really matter. But you're gonna want nice points. The fatter the cone, the less cones you're going to need. The tighter your cone, the more cones you're going to need on your wreath, okay? So as you're cutting your paper, if you notice on the back there's squares, measure your squares. Excuse me. Most of them are 1-inch squares, which this one is about a 1-inch square. So that way you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know that's a 6 by 6. It saves your measuring time, and it cuts down on the time it takes to prepare these. So that way you could go ahead and cut your 6 by 6 squares out, which we have. And so to assemble them, you just tape the backs, or you can use a stapler, and I will show you that on the next one. The next cone I make. So, and you can make them as tight or as loose as you want. Again, the tighter you make it, the more it's going to take to fill up your wreath. The bigger you make it, which is the loose form, so that they're barely touching, then the less cones you're going to need. And if you use a stapler, just stick it in here. Just give it a little punch, and same thing, okay? So what we did is that we pre-made a bunch of these cones ahead of time. I have 2 more that I'm going to make really fast, and then we'll start assembling our wreath, okay? The stapler takes less time to do with the tape. So it's your choice on however you want to do it. And pick a color scheme that you like. Something that you favor. Okay, so What we're going to do is start actually with our hanger, which is the pipe cleaner. We're going to start and we twist the bottom. And then we fold that in half and we twist it again. And this is the part we're going to glue to the back to make sure we have a hook to hang it on our front door with. Since it is paper, and if you put it on your front door and you don't have a glass door to protect it, just take it off whenever it rains. If you don't, the paper will get wet, you will get ruined, but it doesn't take much to remake one. So if you want to put them in your house, you can put them in your house for decorations, which is what we do here at the library. We put them up and down the hallway, okay? So we're going to start with the back first. And the process I'm going to tell you is going to make no sense, and you're going to look at me like I'm crazy, but this is the process. Trust the process. Okay, so you're going to put some glue down, and what you want is for the tip of your cone to come just to the point of the inner circle. And you want to put it so that you can see the tape side or staple side. And you're like, Teresa, wait a minute, I don't want to see that. Shouldn't it be the other way? No, we're actually doing the back side first. So you want to see your seam. Make sure you see that, okay? So put a beam of glue down, and just till it touches, put your cone down, okay? Now pick your pattern however you want to do it. I'm going to do the green, and I'm doing a solid red. This is the pattern I've chose. So get my glue to come out. There it goes. And you want them so that they're touching. And if you have to, you can always come back and add a little piece of tape to connect them. All right. So we're going to continue on. And now we need the red. Now with this one, you are going to have a lot of these spiderweb strings. Don't worry, they'll come off. You can pull them off at the end, okay? And then you can press your hand inside to give it a good press. If it's too hot, use your ruler and just give it a good press to make sure that it's good and attached as you're going along. This is going to be our last one for the back. And now all we're going to do is give everything a good press with our ruler to make sure it's all good and stuck. All right, so we're going to take our hanger, I'm going to put it right there, and we're going to bend it so that way we'll have it, and then we get ready to hook it. And put a good dollop of glue. Stick it on. And what I like to do is I like to go back with some extra glue just to make sure it's good and stuck. So give that a few minutes to dry, because if we flip it over now, this is very wet, and it'll get on your table, and you don't want that to happen. So while that happens, I'm going to pull some of this spider webs off. Stay. I'm going to flip it. Whoa, I touched my hot glue gun. Okay, so now you can see this is your front, and the key thing with this is to remember where your top is. So this is my top. So we're done with the red and we're done with the green. So we'll put them to the side. And like the green and red, we pre-made some other cones. We made some silver, and we made some with snowflakes, okay? So just like previously, we're going to start this wherever, but this time you're going to do seam side down, and instead of the point coming to the middle of this, it's actually the bottom of the top is going to come to your outer edge of your wreath, okay? Okay, so we're going to put some glue down, and then you'll put this over here for a minute, because I'm going to show you from the top since I give it a good press. Okay, so if you can look there, you see the edge is to the edge of the wreath. So that way, that's where you're going to make your glue it at. And I'm not talking about the pointed side, I'm talking about where the seam's at, okay? Alright, so we're going to assemble this with the silver and the red with snowflakes. And remember, this is where we want to make sure the glue is attaching to the wreath, okay? So that's one side. Let's flip it and do the other side. Again, you're gonna have to remove some of the spider webs. Okay, so this is our last piece to go in the center. So you can hang it just like this if you'd like. Turn it. I had to turn it so I could find out where my top hanger was. The hanger's right here. So this is my center, because now you're going to get your ornaments or your bows. This could go there. If you wanted a snowflake, you could put a snowflake there. I'm going to use Santa Claus, so I'm going to put him right in the center. Just put as much glue on the back of this as you can, and then we're going to stick him here, and then we'll stick his little hat down once we get him in the center. But you definitely want to make sure you know where your hanger is, because you do not want to hang him upside down. So we put just mounds and mounds of glue on. And then we take it going to reach underneath here and give it a little press from the bottom. One more glue stick. Give his hat a little glue. Give his beard a fluff. And there we have it. So thank you for joining us for our tutorial for the holiday wreath. I hope you had fun. If you feel that you need more of a hands-on learning, we are having live classes to learn how to make this beautiful holiday wreath on the 7th and the 9th of December. That's this Tuesday and Thursday here at the library. The classes will be from 5 until 6:30. Supplies will be provided for you. Also, you can come into the library while supplies last and pick up a kit to make your own wreath at home. So, until next time, bye!